Hello, this is Hellsenstrat, and welcome to this combat replay of December 7th, 1941, our play by email against Jochenheiden. Now, sorry about the delay, but I actually recorded this, and then we ended up running into an issue of basically my display capture had reset itself or changed when I was got a new 1440p monitor, and yeah, like all the combat replays were off the screen. So we're now going to redo this, and hopefully you enjoy it. Now, we did get Japanese intelligence did find out that the American carriers were not located in Pearl, so Kitty Pattaya has been diverted to the Philippines to cover the invasion and to bomb the American subfleet at Manila. Kaga, being slower, has been also detached to form this core of a mini Kitty Pattaya and to protect the invasion of Malaysia at Mersing. Alrighty then, we have a first sub miss, and we actually get a couple hits on this sub, which is rare. It is, I figure a couple of these actually have like type DC2s, so in shallow water is about the only time we're going to get anything with what we currently have. Now our task forces are meeting up. He has a Dutch sub that looks like it gets a shot off at maybe one of the invasion forces for Mercy. Yeah, that's definitely an invasion force. And then the S-36 gets a shot off at, which I believe is actually the mini Kitty Pattaya here, because if you take a look at it, that's Hyuga, which is escorting the Kaga and company. So we got kind of lucky on the dodging 3 of Dutch subs, which is rare. As you can see, those ships to the northwest of Singapore, that's the 4C making a retreat. Our sweep of Manila finds nothing. Our sweep of Singapore finds nothing. Now, he did ask me before, after I sent the turn, to be able to stand down the British Air Forces, or basically do something about the British Air Forces because they suicide. And I agreed to let him stand down so they don't just fly into anything. But he wasn't able to like change into better orders, right? So he can just set everything, hey, bomb Mersing. So, but he does was able to stand down to basically the British forces, so they don't suicide. So we won't see any air action today over Malaysia. So here's a gamble of attacking with. Didn't know whether or not he would disband 4C. You have like basically 3 options with 4C. You can disband them. You can import the hover of the cap. You can leave them import unsync for to hover over cap. You can try to flee, which is what he chose. You want to head south. Is what I usually recommend because that puts you out of no embedding range if I had left them on. But he outguessed me here. Or he can attack. So he's saving them for a rainy day. Prince Wells is actually fast. You can put it with a carrier, so it's actually a good choice to flee. As you tell here, we got 4 hits on Jupiter. That's heavy fires and heavy damage. We did get a magazine explosion on Meritus, which is we sink it. And we get at least 1 bomb hit on each one of the other destroyers, which hopefully keeps them from interfering with anything at Mercy. Hitting the bomb layer, the cruiser mine layer is very nice. We got a couple hits on tankers, which are nice. The AKs, all in all, decent strike. Our first strike at Manila from the land-based forces at Tikal. I'm gonna go through this, otherwise it would take forever. Alright, so he has 25 subs at Manila, and that's 10% of his total sub force for the game. So that's our main target right now. I'm trying to get these because we have no ASW forces really worth a damn at the start. We have shitty depth charges, and we have no planes that are trained up in ASW. So our goal is to buy time to train pilots and maybe get some type DC2s and type 2 depth charges where we might actually be able to save some of our tankers in that. So we got 1 sub. PT boat, that's nothing. 2 PT boats. Got 3 subs. 3 subs and 3 PT boats. That's actually pretty bad for over 100 bombers, especially considering almost all of them were dropping 800 kilogram bombs. Any of these should have sank a sub almost outright. And then only one group was dropping the 250s with the 60 kilograms. So that's 3 of 25. So we're down to 22. And here comes the heavy hitters of the Kitty Patai, highly trained pilots. Now I have 108 valves here, bombing with 250s. The Kates should be highly trained enough with a drop 800, and even the Zeros should be dropping 60 kilogram bombs here. All right, there we go. We're up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Got a DD. 15, 16, another PT boat. 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, 20. Subs are sunk. We got a destroyer and we got the AV Langley. That's nice. And a couple more PT boats and a patrol. I think PG is a patrol craft. So that's decent. All right. Nice, very nice. So 5 left. Bombing Kota Peru, these are the airfield. These won't affect it a whole bunch because you should be able to just rail these guys out. The big ones that we're going to get should be the ones at Kwanton and if we and Georgetown, because these are not on the rail line, so any damage to those planes is good because we can kind of keep them there. But we do get a Hudson on the ground and damage to quite a few others. And bombing Clark, he's got some more Hawks up that intercept us, but I'm not sure either. They were too low, too high. I'm not sure. That seemed awfully quick for him here. We did manage to destroy 1 in the air, it looks like, and 1 B-17 on the ground. Wonder... Oh, it's pretty high up. They were probably down at like 10K. Yeah. So we just kind of basically flew over them real quick. Yep. All right. Again, bombing a Losar. This is not going to do a whole bunch. This is literally just going to damage some planes that'll probably pull back to Singapore on the rail line, but we do destroy a Blenheim and 10 damage. Hopefully some of those maybe will be write-offs. Our Sallies are going in for Manila. That puts us up to 21, 22, 23 subs. And getting some heavy fires and heavy damage on a lot of the other stuff, so that's good. Bombing the forces on the road, moving to a chain. Don't do any damage. Hopefully we might put something in the combat, like the 68 to slow them down while we pull out of a chain. Our strike on Hong Kong. One of the things I do notice here is that he disbanded the motor torpedo boats. We ended up basically wrecking those. So, kind of sucks because we waste bombs on these other motor torpedo boats, but hey, that's like 4 points. We'll take it. A couple bombs on the other ones. Enough damage on the other AKs that should slow them down for our naval plus our surface forces to finish them off. Our raid on Georgetown, this should hopefully do a decent amount of damage. We got a Buffalo on the ground, and yeah, not a whole bunch, honestly. So, unfortunately. And our raid on Kwanton. And a Blenheim, and decent amount of destroyed on the ground. So hopefully anything there we can capture and get rid of. bombing some Chinese troops in clear terrain just to slow them down and basically do. I mean, these guys are dropping 50-kilogram bombs, small ones. They're just literally just, you know, there to slow them down. They don't do a lot of casualties. Our second evil plot and nullifying the subforce is one of our major targets for this, and nullifying the AVG for a while until we can get some of our nates upgraded is the whole purpose of doing this. So those who don't know, Tonggu is like the training base for the AVG. They actually weren't at war in the war yet against Japan. This was their training base. They were still working themselves up. We do lose an Oscar. I think we end up losing 2 Oscars, but we get quite a few. 5 AVG on the ground and some bunch of damage. Damage is going to take like a week or so. It's going to buy us enough time for our upgrades to repair themselves, so then we can fight them on sort of even ground. Oscars versus P40s aren't exactly the best, but it's better than Oscars or P40s versus Nates. So our second strike with some Bettys and some Zeros. We get another 4 destroyed and some more on the ground damaged. So hopefully that does eats into their supply and buys time. And then Kaga launches a strike on Prince Wells and repulse. And destroyed a 4-inch. Yeah, so we destroy maybe a couple 4-inch secondary gun and maybe a hit on like another AA gun maybe we got there, but it did 5 bomb hits on fire, some system damage basically, and did single hit on Prince of Wales. Our carriers out of Battle Bob managed to get close enough and strike Boise. So he had a 50-50-50 here. So there's kind of 3 things he can do again with them. He can retreat south. He can do a death ride on Battle Bob. He can actually try to retreat east, or he can kind of disband in port. And the only way I could have got him is if I made a deliberate port attack this turn, and then kind of reform him and kind of play like which shell game, which fort he's in, and like that until we can get free or find somewhere to attack with Boise, and this is probably Houston here. So we get 2 bomb hits, 2 torpedo hits, on fire, heavy damage. She's probably not long for this world. Sweeping over Tojo's, a little late. Sweeping to Georgetown, a little late. So this is kind of, I guess it's good he decided to stand down, because he did, some of our sweeps were late, so he could have ambushed some sallies wide open. So moving into the PM phase, we hear other things sinking. It looks like he left the 2 light cruisers in Palembang, so I think that was a mistake or a skip on his part. He didn't notice that they were there or didn't use them. They're still looking like they're hanging out in Palembang. Right, a bunch of spotting. So we have 1 unit of case that did not launch in the first morning attack, so they're going in on the afternoon, escorted by 36 Zeros. He's got some P shooters and some P40Es up in the air. I think I flew low enough, that's why we didn't get a long engagement here. So, maybe a bit longer on the way out. No, not too long. So we destroyed 1. I think we destroyed more on that, but we only got 1 pea shooter here. 24 subs. We didn't get the clean sweep of at least seeing them all sink, but 24 out of 25. We'll call that good enough. That should buy me some time to get some pilots trained up and to get this patrol boats escorting everything. That's one of the things you can, like, the Mark 14 is not dangerous in the first 6-7 months. I think it's around June they start getting a little bit more reliable. But if you don't have escorts, they can take out ships on the surface. And everything's all moving around, and I don't have full on escorts for everything right now. So This buys time. And it lets me put up cover over the landing at San Fernando. So there is that. He forgot to turn off the Dutch pilots. Well, we never really talked about that. I just assumed he would turn everything off. So, come in with 2 long range, dropping 300 kilogram bombs. That could do some damage, especially to an AK. But no luck there. And I didn't have any, what do you call it? I didn't have any... Another 4-inch destroyed on repulse. 2-pounder on repulse. Another 2-pounder on repulse. So we got at least a couple secondaries and at least... Oh, nice. The 6-inch destroyed on the Dene. Several fucking... at least 4 or 5 of... Oh, we took out the radar in Prince of Wales. Nice. Alright, so they're going to be in the fender shop for a little while. So even if we didn't do a lot of, because you can see the fire's already been put out on repulse, even if we didn't do a lot of damage, because they're only 250 kilograms, replacing those AA guns will take a while, and replacing the radar in Prince of Wales might take a little while. So they might be in the fender shop for a couple weeks. Figure a couple weeks to get to either Colombo or a repair yard able to prepare them, and then a couple weeks, well, they might be out for about a month. And the finishing blow for Boise. Yeah, there she goes. Took another 2 bomb hits and 2 torps. That's pretty strong shit. 4 torps and 4 bombs. So. Alright. It's on to more ships sinking. And going into landing phase. It's just a little bombardment force of like 3 destroyers that I just meant to get them over there as defenses, but I kind of messed up. Ooh, more sinking ships. Love that sound, especially when I don't have anything damaged, so it can't be mine. Alright, so we're landing most of the 48th Division at Biggin this turn. It's probably going to take 2 turns to offload them, rebuild them, a couple engineers, 14th Army, so we have a good, strong base. Force, to start moving on Clark and push them out. Landing on Guam. So this, I believe, is the 144th Infantry 15 base force. The 144th Infantry will then proceed to probably plan for Ambon. And then we want to get them over here because they're part of the 55th Division. We want that's marching on Burma. We want them to rebuild. We're landing 18th, 5th, and 56th Division at Mercy, plus a tank regiment. So their job is basically to cut off any reinforcements into getting into Singapore, and then we will reinforce probably with a division or 2 to actually cross into Singapore and take it. Kota Peru, we're landing, there's a couple of other ones, say a naval guard and a, something else, I can't remember, infantry regiment, yeah. So, at Kwanton, we got another tank force, tank regiment, and the 265th Brigade that usually lands at Apari. There's nothing really there that we needed to land them for, so I decided to push on to Kwanton to maybe get over into Tamula and open up the rail line or cut these guys off. We'll see. Or just hold them down, so. And this, I believe, is Southern Army, probably. Nope, that's more of the regiments. And Wake Island. We landed 2 Naval Guard at Wake Island. I think it's a SNF and a Naval Guard. And then this looks like Southern Army. Yes, nice. Okay, so we have Southern Army as well. And this would be the Naval Guard. We do take a couple of hits from the coast guns. We got 2 on Eshigara, 1 on Maya, and 1 on the Kuma, but they defend the lighter armed ships, and they actually do 88 casualties, 7 disabled, which pretty much sealed the deal for us taking Wake. Going into land combat phase, we should just have Ping Pu. This is pretty much trying to open the rail line from southern and northern China. And as you can tell, the 185 AV versus 45, we get a 20-to-1 80 to 4. We take 86 casualties, 7 squads destroyed, but we destroy 62 combat squads, 14 non-combat, and destroy 4 guns. That's pretty much all but like 300 troops. So that's good. Shock attack at Wake with our Sizable First SNF and the 16th Naval Guard. And we capture Wake, destroying both those units and getting us a unit of Wildcats on the ground. Bear droppers at Big End. Belg and Apare.
Announced that the ever-victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Wake.
Alright, so that is the combat turn for us. So let's go ahead and look at our intelligence report. So our massive score of almost 2k versus 11,224. This will start rapidly switching once we start capturing some of these cities like Hong Kong and Singapore and that. Allied score bases will go down quite a bit, and then ours will go up quite a bit. As you can tell, we only got to 1,400 points. So that'll be the big switch. We lost 12 aircraft to 45, so apparently we lost 5 before we even started. 3-5 point. We're claiming 16 of the AVG on the ground. We're claiming 11 of those Wildcats at Wake. We got 4 Blenheims on the ground. We lost 2 Oscars for the 16 AVG fair trade. We lost 2 Bettys, either in Manila or Singapore. We got 2 Seagulls. I don't know where the second Seagull comes from. We only got 1 from shooting down or sinking the Boise. So maybe it did have 2, but it only said 1. It might start with 2. We got 2 pea shooters in the air. We got the 2 139 Dutch aircraft that flew into us. We got 2 Buffaloes on the ground. We lost a Nate. We lost a Nell. We lost a Kate. We got 1 Warhawk, 1 B-17. That's it. And then the Walrus 2 that was on the Meritus. All in all, almost about 4-1. Decent start. Hopefully, really planning on losing like more than this. So we lost 1 point in army losses with our landings and the attack at Wake in here. We get net gain is 60 points, probably mostly from Wake. We sank 24 ships, only claiming for 229 points. We know we got more than this. This is what our intelligence is showing. We can go look here. We know we got the Meritus. The Meritus isn't on there. I can get rid of this sub. We know we didn't sink this sub. And none of the PT boats and none of the motor boats that we know for sure sank is on here. So the patrol graph. So as you can tell, we should be getting some more points coming in on that at least. So yeah, that's about where we're looking at. So that is it for this combat return. We will be sending the turn off probably later today or tomorrow. I'm expecting to get it back at the earliest the next weekend, so that'll give him 7 days if we get it back Sunday. I'm expecting that at the earliest, probably about 2 weeks or more, because this is not a priority game for him. So hopefully we will catch more, and I'll put a couple videos out in between doing a couple other things on like R&D, industry, and stuff like that. I'll catch you guys later. This is Hellsenstrat.